day and welcome back to this new edition of Sir-Kenneth's Talk Show. Today we are going to be talking about the 80-20 rule in the entertainment industry of Cameroon. But before we do so, please you know what to do. Hit the like button and subscribe to my channel for more content from Sir-Kenneth. Okay, now without further ado, let's get into it. So if you're wondering what the 80-20 rule means, it basically means we should consume 80% of our homemade products and 20% of foreign products. Okay, but here I'll be talking specifically about the entertainment industry. So this talk has been going on for a long while, for a while now. Like I first heard about the 80-20 rule in 2021. I don't know, maybe it started way before that, but that's as long ago as I can remember. So it actually started in 2021. So many artists have spoken about it, so many bloggers have spoken about it. And I think yes, it does make sense. It does make sense though that we should consume 80% of our products and 20% of our products. I wasn't gonna make a video on this topic originally, but what triggered me to do so was because I was recently watching a video of one of my favorite Nigerian artists, Chike. The video in question is "If You Know Love Me." I really, really, really love that song. I reacted to his first album, and that song was my number one on his album, "If You Know Love Me." So I was watching this video, and I left a comment under the video said, "I'm a huge fan from Cameroon." So a fellow Cameroonian, came into the comment section and dragged me and saying that, "Hey, what are you doing here? Have you forgotten about the 80-20 rule? So leave this place." So I was like, "Excuse me? Like, are you for real right now? Excuse me, what are you trying to say?" So the 80-20 rule, first of all, I like to say that when it comes to music, my playlist is eclectic. Eclectic meaning I love different genres of music. There isn't 80% of any kind of music in my phone. There is a mixture. There's like, if there are 10 different genres of music, then I think they're like each genre has like 10% in my playlist. Okay, so I don't favorize like one music genre over another. Like I'm a big fan of music in general, so I don't have a specific genre in my phone. However, I do have a favorite genre, which is rhythm and blues. Rhythm and blues is my favorite genre, but I have like a mixture of different kinds of songs in my phone. So I don't. First of all, if we are to go by the 80-20 rule, I would like to say that artists should first feed us what we want and not what they think is great. Okay, that's the first thing I'm going to say. So when it comes to Cameroonian artists, you cannot be an artist in the industry for 10 years plus and you have just one album out. Okay. Okay, yes, it might be difficult. Maybe we don't know exactly what's going on behind the scenes, but let's be for real. You can't be in an industry for 10 years plus and you have just one album and that's all you have to show for your artistry. I mean, so if you don't feed us constantly, if you're not constant, if you're not consistent in what you do, obviously we're going to look elsewhere for music to listen to. Okay, let me talk specifically about artists like Blanche Baby, which is an artist I love. By the way, I love her music, and but I was shocked to find out that she only released an album. The album she released, I think, was it sometime last year or early this year, was her first album, and she has been in the industry for close to 10 years. And mind you, she has had a lot of hits in the past. Okay, her breakthrough song was the song she did with Minx. I can't remember the title to the song, but I really love that song. And then she had Bonbon after that. She had Argent. She had like several hits after hit after hit. But somehow she was only able to release an album really, really recently. Like I said, it was either last year or sometime last year or early this year. And so that's what I'm talking about. You can be an artist in an industry 10 years plus and you have just one album to show for your art. Like it's obvious that fans are going to look elsewhere for entertainment. And she isn't the only one. There's Salatiel, who is not only an artist but a producer as well. He has produced several artists too. He only released an album in 2021. It was 2020 or 2021. Africa Represented, and that was his first album as an artist who has been in the industry for 10 years plus. Like, so that's what I'm talking about. You can't be an artist. You can't say you expect us to feed on an 80-20 rule when you don't, when there is even no content to feed on to begin with. Okay. So that's basically what I'm saying. And and also it's true there's a plethora of different artists in Cameroon. I mean, we have Charlotte Dipanda who is doing her thing. I mean, she's one of the rare artists in Cameroon who has really understood the art of music. She has a personality, she has an identity in her song. She doesn't do the regular sex sells kind of music that every other person does. No, she sings in her mother tongue, and she knows how to sing. Okay. Another thing is that several Cameroonian artists, well, in this case, I'm speaking for myself. I don't really like artists who just make beats without really singing in their songs. Okay, Kosi happens to be one of those artists, and it's actually, I think it's great that he has a strong fan base. People seem to love his music, but I mean this respectfully. Kosi's songs are not for me. His songs are just not for me. Okay, his songs are always about, he makes dance music. Okay, and I'm someone, I don't I'm not a bit I'm not a dancer. I don't love to dancing is not one of my hobbies. Okay, so because his music doesn't really move me, and he's in the only one in that lane. I mean, we have Malok, we have Happy De Fulan. I mean, they're all in the dance music and the lane, and these are people. Someone like Happy De Fulan, he had one hit in 2020, I think, and since then, I might be living under a rock, but I haven't heard of him ever since then. Okay, I haven't heard about him since then. Okay, he had this like one hit wonder. And also artists like, another thing that I think is killing our artists is that they all try to sing in French. I get that they're trying to have a wider audience, like the French speaking regions of Cameroon and all the other French speaking countries, but have they not noticed that artists who make it big, like globally, always sing in English? I don't know how, I don't think I can emphasize that enough. The most successful global artists, even the ones who are from Africa, sing in English. Burna Boy sings in English. Well, English pidgin, we could say it's almost the same thing. The same with all the top Nigerian artists who are making it big, White, Davido, Wizkid, and the list goes on and on. Even the brand new artists, Nigerian artists like Ira Star or Malay, I mean, they are all making it big and they sing in English. Even our own new global, soon to be icon, Bianca, sings in English, okay? And she identified as a girl from Bamenda at the beginning of her song, all of her songs. So I'm like, I don't know when artists will embrace where they come from. I think that's where it all starts. Embrace where you're from and sing in your language. I hate to make it about language, but it's the simple truth. Okay, it's the simple truth. You can't be from Boya or Bamenda and you're always trying to please the French speaking fans and that means you're limiting yourself. You're limiting yourself to a specific audience of people, and I hate to say it, but yeah, artists who sing in French don't really make it really big, like big, big, big worldwide. Okay, that's one thing about the music industry. Okay, however, like I've said, there are a few artists who are doing it for me in the Cameroon music industry. I love Charlotte de Panaris. I already talked about her. I love Loco. Loco, like he knows how to sing. He sings in English and he sings in French, like several other artists do nowadays in Cameroon. I love Mr. Leo. He knows how to sing as well. I love Magasco, but Magasco's music doesn't really do it for me like that. I like him as a person, like the fact that he always identifies as Bamenda boy. That's what I like about him, his personality. But his music really doesn't do it for me like that. Okay. Another artist I love is this guy who was in The Voice, Philbert, I think that's his name. Yeah, Philbert. He has not been in the game for so long, but he released an album last year. I mean, that speaks volumes compared to artists who have been in the industry for 10 years plus and only released that, and also have one album like a brand new artist like Philbert. I mean, I don't know what it is, but if you don't feed us constantly, we'll obviously have to look for entertainment elsewhere. I'd like to talk briefly about Stanley Eno. Stanley Eno won the award in 2014, like the MTV award over an artist like Burna Boy. But to the Burna Boy is way, way ahead of Stanley Eno. Why do you think that is? Okay. Why do you think that is? I mean, another thing about Cameroon artists is that their songs, their lyrics to their songs don't have any depth in them. I mean, Stanley's music, there's no depth in his lyrics, and it's not only him. Okay, there's a whole other lot of artists who are in that same box. Okay, there's just a beat to there's just a beat in the background. They're like talking or rapping or making noise to the beat. I mean, I think Kosi is almost like Stanley. Only Kosi's beats are better than Stanley's beats. Okay, but the lyrics don't have any depth in them. Okay, they don't. I hate to be that guy to say it, but yes. So if the music industry is the way it is, I mean, how do you expect us to fit like 80% of like it consume 80% of our products when the products aren't even there, they're not publicized enough. And yeah, another thing is that the media doesn't push our artists enough. That's another thing. Okay, we shouldn't put all the blame on the artists. I think the media doesn't promote them enough. They don't. I mean, Libyanka just recently won the BET International Best New Act or something of the sort. Yeah, BET award, and just very few bloggers spoke about it. I know Better Things spoke about it. 237 Showbiz spoke about it, and a few other Francophone bloggers spoke about it. And the media, I mean, the TV channels, TV stations. I don't think a lot of TV stations spoke about it. I mean, CRTV, national television. I'm pretty sure, well, I might be wrong, but even if they did speak about it, I'm sure it was like one news article and that was it. They didn't speak about it constantly. Okay, so and that's really a big achievement for for Cameroon, for Libyanka. And I hear some Cameroonians were mad because she didn't thank Cameroon in the acceptance speech. But well, guess what? Cameroon didn't take her to where she is today. Okay, so she has the right to thank who she wants in her speech. Okay, so yeah, that's on that. So that's what I'm talking about. So there's a lot of things that come into place when we're talking about consuming 80% of home product and 20% of international products, because we cannot feed on what we could sit down and fool and lie to ourselves that yes, we'll do that. But if the product, if what you're feeding us isn't right, it will be impossible for us to consume 80% of our products. I know some people are always like, okay, we always wait for the foreigners to approve our artists like it did for Libyanka. That we always wait for foreigners to approve our own artists before we start pushing them forward. Well, that's debatable, okay? That's really debatable because Charlotte Depanda, who is home product, we've supported her from home. She has gone very far in her career. Okay, maybe she hasn't won the BET award or the Grammy award, but she, I think she's far enough. Okay, she has made it in life. Okay, and an artist like Rishabo now, who now identifies as a Ghanaian. He was the first Cameroonian. Well, back then when he won the Grammy award, he was a Cameroonian, but he no longer identifies as Cameroonian. But he was the first Cameroonian to bring a Grammy to Cameroon, okay? And back then, I think he has spoken about it several times on his Facebook page, that back then the media didn't speak about it at all, like never. But last year, no, I think it was 2021 or 2020 when when Whiskey and Burna Boy won Grammys. I think Whiskey won for Brown Skin Girl, and Burna Boy won the award for the Grammy for, I think it was best in global something, international act, something of the sort. All media in Cameroon were speaking about it. And so I think Michel Bona felt frustrated because Cameroon, first of all, even the media, they don't promote their own artists, their local artists, but they spend their time promoting foreign artists. I think that's where it all starts. Okay, if you're the media and you're at the forefront and you don't push your own local artists, I mean, who else do you expect to do that for you? I think so. There's a lot that comes into place when we are talking about 80% and 20%, 80-20% rule. Okay, because there's no way we can consume a product if it's not even made available for us. Okay, and this rule, I think it's the same logic that applies for the movie industry in Cameroon. Okay, it's really difficult. It's way more difficult in the movie industry because at least with music you have YouTube where you can always make your songs available. But with movies, there are just three. Well, I know just of three movie theaters in Cameroon. There's Canal Olympia, Yaoundé, Canal Olympia in Douala, and there's Genesis Cinema in Douala as well. So it's just, first of all, it's just in two towns, and out of 10 out of 10 big towns in the country, it's just two cities that have movie theaters. And and first of all, and 80-90% of the movies shown in these theaters are foreign movies, Hollywood movies. Okay, and of course nobody's going to complain because everybody loves Hollywood movies. Okay, so that's the first thing. We are already in love with the foreign movie industry, and it's really difficult to convince people to watch our own local movies. Okay, I say so because I am trying to break out in the movie industry as well, not as an actor or anything of the sort. I'm a scriptwriter. For those of you who might not know, I think I've mentioned it before. I'm a scriptwriter, so I'm really trying to break out in the movie industry, and I see how difficult it is. Okay, because I've worked with different producers before, and it's really tough. Okay, we're talking about music industry being tough. The movie industry is way tougher than the music industry. That I can guarantee you. Okay, yes, there are a few people who are making it big in the movie industry, like Kankwintus, who has had a movie on Netflix. I think his upcoming movie, Nganu, is going to be on Netflix as well. Cindy Amanda is making it big as well. She has two movies on Netflix too, I think, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, these are the few people who have really made it big, like internationally in the movie industry, and we're all getting inspired by them to, do better, learn better, and and we with faith we do believe that the movie industry in Cameroon, like in the next 5-10 years, will be something else. Like yeah. But however, it all starts with the artist. Like the artist, give us what we need. Let your product be good first. I know good is a good product is relative. Okay, not my good might not be another person's good, or someone else's good might not be my good. Okay, but art is art. Okay, there's a difference between hating something because people like it, and hating something because it's not good. Okay, so your art needs to be good first. Yes, there are always going to be haters. Okay, but your art needs to be good first. When your art is good, the fans will always outshine the haters in whatever you're serving to the public. So I think, yeah, that's the 80/20 rule. Okay, basically what I can say about it is the artists need to feed us what we want, and the media needs to push them harder. Okay, that said, I think we're done with this video. Okay, thank you for staying tuned to Sir-Kenneth. Please leave your thoughts in the comment section and see you next time. Bye. Peace.